I'm Sherry, Debbie's youngest sister, and Sherry Vardenegger now. I was a Gregson, Bob's daughter. My husband Roy Vardenegger is over there, and my son Christopher, and my daughter Tori, and my daughter-in-law Cabrina, and two beautiful grandsons that are around here causing trouble. Christopher and Donna was to me a big sister, and she had the patience of Job with me. Because when she was in high school, in grade school, will you play Barbies with me, Donna? And instead of saying, no, get out of here, she goes, okay. And so she'd play Barbies with me. Aunt Margie had these beautiful horses, metal horses. We'd play on them. And she just was, there's not a childhood memory that I have that Donna wasn't somewhere around. And we babysit Desiree and Daniel, and we'll just miss her terribly. She was a good asset. Next. Ron.
Jim?
Oh, I'm Jim Brown. Donna was my sister. She was a great sister. I don't think she had an enemy in the world. She was just really patient with everybody, and I think everybody really loved her. We really miss her.
Except when we fought as kids.
Yeah. So that's probably about all I got to say.
Yeah, I had to shut up because I could tell a lot.
Go ahead.
You want to introduce your kids as well?
Oh, I do have one kid here, Travis, wherever he's at.
He's over there.
He was doing the cooking, so we thank him for the food. And this is my grandson right here, this boy. I got two daughters, but neither one of them are here. One's in Bend and one's over by Salem. Guess that's all I got.
Yeah. Desiree.
And then Kenzie's right there.
Where's Dizzy Ray?
Our kids, Daniel and Desiree.
Daniel! Dizzy.
Travis can introduce her.
I'm Daniel. I'm Donna's oldest son, and this is my sister Desiree. And I just always knew my woman as a sweet, kind woman who never had a harsh word to say about anybody, and who everybody loved and everybody seemed to respect. And that's something that I always carried along with me. That I always wanted to be and to make her proud as that woman that everybody seemed to respect and love, and who all of her younger cousins and who her brother and her brothers and her adored and loved. And this is really hard. I don't think I can see you.
I've got two of her grandkids here today. My daughter Danielle's over on the swings, and Hunter's over in the grass, and the eldest is down in San Diego training to be a Marine right now and hoping to make his grandma very proud.
Thank you, guys. Who's, looks like one of your grandchildren?
This is Madison.
Okay.
My granddaughter. Her mom is Valerie.
Well, speaking of which, let's do Valerie and Ginger over there, who are cousins just down the couple of slots removed. Second cousins, third cousins.
Debbie is my mom. My dad's Ron. And that's my daughter Madison. My other daughter's in the basketball tournament in Salem right now. And my husband's guiding the boat on the shoots today, so he's not here either. I don't have a funny story about Donna, but my mom has a funny story that I would like her to tell, and the reason is because she's terrified of frogs because of Salem. And that's a good story. So tell that story because it's really funny.
Yeah, it is.
Well,
You know that these guys lived in Canada, and I went everywhere my grandparents went, I think. And on one of the trips to Canada, and I have a great memory, there was a tent in the yard, and they lived on a lake. And I can remember Donna and Jim, I was only like 3, getting frogs and putting them in a bucket. And they had these comic books that they would put on top of the bucket. And next thing I know, they let the frogs go in the tent, they put me in the tent, and they zipped it up. And I remember all these frogs jumping around, and I was screaming and crying. And I remember Grandma getting me, and I remember they got in a lot of trouble. But to this day, I'm not very fond of frogs. So we always laughed about that, because I would bring it up to
I don't think Sam was involved in that one, but I remember Donna and Jim.
I escaped. Yes.
Nice singers.
Ronnie, do you want to say anything? You can't avoid the limelight.
We're gonna miss her very much.
We have a lot of good memories. Our kids, we would always come to Culver, and when our kids were young, we'd leave the kids with Daniel and Desiree, because I've heard stories about that.
We watched lots of scary movies, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, yeah.
And then later Donna married Phil, and was, you know, they were so happy. They were like best friends.
All right. So let's move on to this table. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Marlene Dixon. I'm Sherry and Roy's mother, Sherry's mother-in-law. And I knew of Donna, and she was a sweet, sweet lady.
Thank you. And
Karina Varnega. I'm Sherry's daughter-in-law.
okay.
I'm Tori Varnega, Sherry's daughter. And I just remember Donna's smile. She was always smiling because we'd be playing in the yard and making lots of noise. She's just a happy lady.
And you've got in front of you.
My son Cole, and he's busy.
Must be playing a game on a cell phone.
I'm Chris Varnega. I'm Roy and Sherry's son. I remember Donna, when we lived in Wyoming, her and Phil came and visited us. It was fun, you know, knowing her. It was a privilege to know her. She was a very nice lady.
And our son's the blonde.
Our son's Everett Varnega over on the swing. So.
With the spiky hair.
Yeah, spiky hair.
Yeah. Yes. Cool.
We're all pushing him on the swing.
He's learning good.
Yep.
And there's another first cousin right there.
I'm Colleen. I'm related to just moved right there. I'm Debbie, Sherry's sister. I'm Debbie. Donna's awesome. She was my confidant. And never judgmental, always kind. And I babysat Daniel and Desiree. You know, I stayed with them. She was next door. She helped us with our hair. A recipe, our problem. She's gonna be sorely missed.
Thank you, Colleen. And I think we've got some of Phil's family over here that I've.
Whole fam family.
Yeah, this is Paul and Julianne Packer. We're from Iowa, and Julianne is Phil's sister,
Okay.
and I'm the brother-in-law.
And anybody that could put up with Skip is an angel. I love that.
Oh, that was good. I like that. Some of our family.
Away from them.
And we've got here more family.
Yeah, I'm PJ. I'm Paul's son, which is another one of Skip's brothers.
Okay.
This is my fiance Brenda and my daughter pushing the boy on the swing over there.
Okay. That's nice how kids get together that way.
I'm another of Phil's brothers, and
I would never have recognized you that way.
my wife Laura.
Hi.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Phil? I know this has affected us pretty well. When we saw at the family reunion, the Brown family reunion last month, it's tough. All right, Phil, I'll move on unless you want to say something now.
Wasn't a better friend for 18 years.
Thank you. That is really great.
I think the guy over there, that's my son.
Okay, well, move over to this.
His son, Christopher.
Okay.
We're very fortunate in that if you know my father for a long time, he's an asshole. Tough individual to get along with. But one of the nice things about my dad, he may not be the most educated man, but he's truly one of the wisest that I've ever met. One of the best decisions he ever made was Donna. Ultimately, it saved his life, in my opinion. What we now need to do is keep him eating. Everybody ride him about eating, by the way, because since Donna's passed, he hasn't been eating. Well, I'm going to win that war. But what we do have is we had a model. My dad's taught me a lot of things. We haven't always had the best relationship because of my mother. Okay? He's always been able to channel his wisdom through me. The model that I'm carrying into my next relationship is very similar to what he had with Donna. Not so much the lust and the primal draw that couples have, but basing that relationship, well, it always does. But really building that foundation of friendship that allows you to have a relationship that endures the ups and downs. That's what they had. They were best friends before they were anything else. And again, I'm lucky enough to have learned that model and able to apply it to my life. And again, it's kept him alive. I hope it does the same for me. And thank you for your time and coming out today. It is very important, even though we did delay the memorial. Again, we do all appreciate it because Donna was definitely a unique individual, one that will definitely be missed.
Thank you.
Well said. And this is my other brother, Paul. He's the smallest one. I'm the small. The smallest one, I guess.
Okay, if you say so.
I've been trying to convince him for years of that now.
Okay. And over hiding.
My name is Cheryl Olson. Donna was my best friend. Phil was my best friend. I had the pleasure of standing up with them when they got married. And who else would stand up with this guy with a Viagra jacket on? Donna.
I guess I missed that
Stays in Vegas.
And the lady behind you?
No, that was mine.
That's yours? Congratulations, sir. And you are, your name is?
Jennifer.
Jennifer. Thank you, Jennifer. And you, young man?
I'm Casey. Colleen's my mom. Donna is my cousin.
Yep.
And Sherry and Uncle Roy over there.
Yep. Casey, glad to meet you. I think this is the first time. I'm your cousin too, Sam Brown. And this bad boy is another family relation, Mr. Carl Gregson. Want to introduce yourself? And okay, that's it. That's enough. He talks a lot more than that usually. I guess it's the camera. And then I have a cousin here, Tom Gregson.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, I'm related, or was related to Donna through her dad. And a good friend. And also, my first wife and I raised your kids part of your life, all three of you.
No.
Sometimes we didn't know if we wanted to save him or not.
What, babysitting? I created a problem or something?
Occasionally. But I watched her grow up to be a very, very nice lady and a good mother. I'm really proud of her.
Thank you, Tom. And then more cousins sort of hiding over in the back. Used to be Gregson girls, sisters. Oh, are they evil twins?
Not us.
There's a lot of stories that stay in Yakima area.
Yes. What goes on in Yakima stays in Yakima.
There you go.
What goes on in Yakima is on Facebook in 20 minutes. Well, I'm Norman and Margie's middle daughter. I didn't know Donna very well. Remember her from the reunions.
Yeah.
I'll never forget her smile. She always had that smile.
She's nicer than me.
Oh, yeah.
By far.
And I am Peggy Gregson, maiden name Gregson. I'm Norma's sister, of course, and Norman Gregson and Margie Gregson, my mom and dad, too. Donna always was an important person in my heart with family reunions because she knew all of you guys. So I kind of like hang on her shirt tail. Donna, who's this? Who's this? You know, and she'd tell me, and she'd introduce me, and so she was my saving grace, and she would always help me through those trying times, just like we have today. So I will miss her. I will miss her a lot. I wished I'd gotten to know her a little bit better.
Yeah. See, that's one of the things I'd like to mention, at least to the younger people who sometimes wonder, what the hell am I doing at this boring family reunion? And it's the opportunity to get to know some of your family you may not get to know ever again. Because our lifespans can be abruptly shortened. And I'm as guilty as anybody else. I didn't make as much effort as I needed to up until a few years ago to get to the family reunions, and that's my fault. All right, and we'll move over here. Introduce yourself.
I'm Terry, and I am Norma and Peggy's sister. Norman and Margie Gregson were my parents, and except for seeing Donna here in family occasions, I really didn't get to know her very well. But she had, like you said, she had a beautiful smile. She was a wonderful lady.
Thank you. And a new addition to the family?
Well, I'm new to the family. I'm Shirley Gregson. I'm married to Tom. And I'm a sister-in-law to Carl and Vera. We're the last of the sister-in-law Gregson.
Yep. Very important group. Yeah. Very important group. We like that.
From what I heard and everything, I have missed a lot by not knowing Donna.
Auntie Vera, or Cousin Vera, in-law Vera.
I'm Vera Gregson, and I'm married to the quiet Carl over there.
Mm-hmm.
1940, I was married to another Gregson. I was married to Jack Gregson. And then 14 years ago, Carl and I got together. We were both alone, and we decided to get married, and we've been happy ever after. And we became real close to Donna during those years, and we are going to miss her tremendously. We loved her very much.
Thank you, Vera. And they spend time between California and Oregon, floating back and forth. And this is my spouse, Kathy Brown.
Hello.
Formerly known as Catherine Warbitz, Vancouver, BC, Canada. She unfortunately got latched to me, she says.
My oldest child is what I say. She just told me that. I met Donna 34 years ago when Sam and I first met. We were skiing in Whistler area, and we started dating. I was living in Vancouver, BC at the time. And then he brought me down to meet his family. And that's when I met Donna and Jim and all of the girls. And I felt very included. It was a wonderful visit. And we would, once we got married, we would travel down almost every year, either for Christmas or Thanksgiving, to spend that time with the girls. Because I really look forward to coming to see Sherry, Colleen, and the older sister. And I remember Daniel and Desiree a lot, because we'd go over and visit them at their house. So that's my history with the family. And then when Sam and I moved from from Washington down to San Diego, we didn't come here as often. So we weren't part of the family reunions or visiting. We would come up for when Sam's mom passed away. I think that was the last time, and the most memorable time when we came up. But it was a shock when we got the phone call that first of all Donna is in the hospital, and then the next phone call she had passed away. It was just too fast, too many. It's just life's too short. So we do miss her, and this is important, I think, because I don't think we've shed a lot of tears yet. At least Sam and I haven't, because we just can't believe it happened. And now I think it's like that first step in healing and remembering her, but kind of really dealing with the emotions that go along with it.
Thanks, babe. All right, and here's some more members of the family. I'll start out with another Gregson.
Hi, I'm Nancy Gregson, and Lee Gregson was my dad, okay? And he and Margie were cousins. So this makes Donna and I second cousins. Fond memories of Donna was when Margie and Bob had the ranch over here, and we would come over, and he had a lot of cows, and we would come over every summer, because that is when you went on big fancy vacations. You just loaded your family up and went to visit a relative, okay? So Margie got it one year, okay, and it wasn't that amazing in this place. And your dad loading all of us up in the back of the trailer and hauling us around through all the cows and out to the farm. And I remember one thing about the house was absolutely immaculate all the time. The floor sparkled, okay? I don't know how your mom did that, but she did. And another good thing with Donna is no matter when you went into Safeway, if she was checking, she always had time to say hello to you.
Yep.
You know, she's always friendly, okay? And she just kind of took care of the boys and just kind of was mom to everybody, okay? And especially when Miko came along and he's so much younger, she just kind of took him under her wing and that was fine, okay? So he is really going to miss her, okay? So that's one thing, yeah. Great gal, just a great gal, okay? And I was so happy we got to know her. And I have a picture over there of that was 1957 when Sam and Donna and your brother, they were all little. Your guys are all little. Looks like you're 4 and 5 or 6 or something, and Donna's a baby. And out of this picture, it's kind of interesting. This is why these family reunions are so important. 4 of these people have passed on that are in this picture. 2, my sister, my brother, and cousin Dee, and one other in there. Anyway, there's four people in this picture, okay, that are no longer with us. So that's why it's important for all of us to keep meeting like this, okay? Because you just never know when something's going to happen.
Yep.
So.
Dee passed away way too early too.
Yeah. And this
This
is my
young lady?
granddaughter Victoria.
Hi, Victoria.
And this is my granddaughter over here, Lizzie.
Hi, Lizzie.
Yeah. And this is Dick Rowley from Boring, Oregon.
This guy is
We
a
went
part
to
of
school
my
with Sam.
family because we went to high school together. So we graduated the same year.
Yeah.
1969. Greatest year there was.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Old people.
Anyway, I'm just a friend of the family's. Great to you.
All right. Thank you very much. And over here.
I'm Katrina. I'm Tyler's niece.
And over here we've got.
Tyler. I'm related to Peggy over there.
Oh, cool.
This is my wife, Brenda.
Hi, Brenda.
Hi. These are my nieces. I'm their niece.
All right. Thank you. Always, I think we met last year for the first time. Were you here last year?
No, it was the year before that.
Year before that? Okay. Cool.
I missed the last one.
Okay. Cool. Well, welcome. I'm really glad to see you guys again.
Yeah, you too.
All right. Anybody else have any other last thing to say?
I have something to say.
Oh, no. I can't believe that. You and I are the oldest, and we say way too much.
I'd like to say thank you to the chefs and the meat. This was fabulous. All the food was great. The Travis has been here with the Thanks to Jim for helping.
First of all, I get to say, one of the reasons my mom kept things so clean is I knew she had a lot of soap because it was in my mouth fairly often. So I know where that came from. And I do have to say that knowing our little family history starting out from, well, I was born in John Day, Jim was born in Prairie City, Donna was born in Prineville, and there were, somebody mentioned on some of the pictures of us looking at Donna as a baby, we were not real happy having another addition to the family in the pictures that I saw. We did torture Donna pretty heavily. We had a lot of fun fights along with the neighbors. One of our neighbors by the name of Barb Hill, from when we lived out on the farm that you were just talking about, we got in trouble for doing rock fights. We built forts, rock forts, threw rocks back and forth in one another. Got in trouble for that, so that was a lot of fun. Barb brought back that memory. I remember leaving there and going home and getting whipped because Barbara always called ahead to let them know when we misbehaved. That was kind of interesting. And let's see what else. I miss Donna because she was such a gentle person. She was one of the most gentle of souls in our family. How she got that way, I'm not absolutely sure, but it was probably due to the way that we continued up till she was, probably when I got in high school is when I stopped picking on her, I think. But you know how that goes. You start growing up, you start appreciating your family, you start appreciating your brother and sister, and usually you fight a lot less. And that's what I remember. Plus, when you disappear, you go someplace else, get married, move off, it's a lot harder to fight. But I dearly loved her. I will definitely sorely miss her not being here. She was my baby sister, so she sort of survived at least longer than myself, especially given my behavior. But it's really nice to see all of you. I'm very happy to have an opportunity to meet you all, record who you are for posterity, and see your family member. I really do appreciate all of that. Thank you for coming, and thank you for being here. Oh, Mr. Vardenega, you didn't really get a chance. You disappeared on me.
I did plenty. I did well.
Good job, Cher. Way to point them out.
No, I'm Roy Vardenega. I'm married to Sherry Gregson. He's now a Vardenega, I guess. Been 30 years almost, so I guess it's stuck. So, and Donna, I remember from, it's been a long time. She was always very genuine and kind and just welcomed you. She was always welcoming. Felt always comfortable around her. Good people, just good people.
Yeah. Thank you, Roy. I appreciate that. Thank all of you. And one day, maybe some of you younger ones will be here to throw my ashes around, so that'll be good. I expect you to do that, all right? I want a wake. I expect to have a wake, have ashes that are dumped in the river, and some of them go to the river, some of them go over to Ty Valley, so it's kind of a Brown family plot over there right now. I don't know if the Gregsons have a family plot yet, unless it's in Boring somewhere. I know I've seen some of the Gregson names on some tombstones and plaques in and around Boring.
Damascus?
Yeah,
Sherry and I went
Damascus.
to the cemetery.
Yeah, I took some pictures over there as well. We're going to have to get some more of that together.
Sam, does everybody know that the fountain is dedicated to Grandma?
No, why don't you want to tell the story of the fountain?
Well, when
I know a lot of
Grandma
kids
died,
don't know that.
Yep.
there was some money, and I think Aunt Margie and Fred, I think, got it going, but they wanted to do something for Grandma in memory of her, and so they donated the money, and the park put in that fountain, and she has a plaque there in memory of Caroline Gregson. So it's kind of neat because Grandma and Grandpa had the store here in Culver, Frank's Friendly Market. You guys probably all remember. I remember because I sat in the shopping cart and get fudgesicles and Twinkies from Jake the Bread Man. I still remember that.
Is that when the dinosaurs roamed?
And they also, then Grandpa bought that, I guess, a city block and put that trailer court in where it started out. There was a lot of retired, widowed ladies that lived there.
That we mowed their lawns.
That Grandma and Grandpa mowed all those lawns, and he had made those white picket fences for some of their yards, and we loved the way they irrigated. Remember Grandpa put flooded? Yeah, they flooded with the fire hoses. Yeah, so we would play in the water. Yeah. And then they also lived out on what lane was it for a little while?
Feather, wasn't it?
Yeah, they had a. I think Grandpa worked for the county maybe then, and they had chickens, and they had Dina, the cow that we.
They had the horses.
Anyway, Grandma and Grandpa have a lot of history here because they moved here after Primeville, I think.
Mm-hmm.
They also owned an apartment building in Redmond. That's still there. That's still there.
Yeah, it is.
Because I always pointed out to my husband, and he's always like, "Yep, 36 years ago, it's still there. There's Grandma and Grandpa's." And I was the oldest of my dad's second family, so I spent a lot of time with Grandma and Grandpa. So I think, and then till Pauline came along, and then Sherry took over. And then I was your baby. Yep, but we had a lot of fun growing up around here. When Sam and Jim and Donna lived at a haystack, we would come. Yeah. And I remember laughing, Donna and I would, because one time we were visiting, because we lived in Gresham for about 5 years. We lived in Culver, then Gresham, then back. And Uncle Bob and Aunt Margie came to Grandma's, and we were visiting, and I said, oh, I was going to go home with them and surprise Donna. She was going to be so happy to see me. So I hid in the back of the car, surprise! And she was so gracious, but she told me later she had a date that night. She never complained. Here's that Debbie. Yeah. He's so happy to have me. She was so
And sitting there with you, Desiree, is...
This is my daughter, Danielle.
Hi, Danielle.
I named her after my brother Daniel.
Okay. Give you a hard time, Daniel. Like you.
And my Hunter, he keeps getting close, but then wanders off.
And
Wait, Hunter.
Gotcha. Captured you on film for posterity, Hunter.
That's my youngest. Of course. You got him on film. He's got to.